Hello there guys, it's CoolFox over here, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing and review of the Boya BY BM-3031 shotgun microphone. So starting off with the unboxing, on the front you have a picture of the microphone itself, the logo listed on the top left, and also a few pictures of some case use scenarios. On the front you'll find a bit of information on the microphone itself, and on the other side is basically all blank except for on the back, where you'll find the in-depth specifications. So this is a super cardioid microphone, which basically means that it will record everything in front of it. It does have a high and low pass filter as well. It does also have 3 level controls, so minus 10 dB, 0 dB or plus 20 dB. So this is basically the sensitivity for the sound input. If you put it at minus 10, it will pick up far less sound than if you put it at plus 20 dB. And obviously this does connect with a 3.5mm jack, just like any other shotgun microphone. So as you can see, the frequency response is also a 40Hz to 20 kHz, so it will basically pick up a wide range of frequencies, so you have no problems there. And it does require 2 AA batteries, which are not included inside the box, so you will have to go and buy those separately. Now opening it up, underneath this piece of black foam you'll find some paperwork here. So for example, you have the warranty card, the manual, and then you'll find the microphone, a DAT cat here which is used as a windsock, and a small little carrying case. Going through the bag you can see that there isn't even the Boya logo, so this is quite generic, but nonetheless from the inside you'll see that it has a little mesh covering, so it will easily protect the mic from scratches and maybe even some drops. So going through the paperwork, you do get a warranty card, which is very common in some of these Chinese items, and it is especially common with these microphones. Then you also get the manual inside, and opening it up you can see that you have some information which is actually quite useful, and if you never used a microphone like this, you should obviously go through and read some of the information listed. And now taking a look at the main item, you can see that the microphone here is fully made out of plastic, but nonetheless this is pretty good since it keeps it lightweight, and obviously you do not really need any sort of metal or any other material, since this is obviously going to stay put on the camera itself. So the lighter it is, the better, since you can obviously move around a lot easier. You do also get a little shock mount here, which is used to lessen shakes and other stuff that happens to the camera, so obviously this is also pretty useful. And here you can see that the cable is permanently fixed to the back, which is a bit disappointing, but nonetheless many of these cheap microphones also do have a fixed cable, so this is not really a big disappointment. And the main thing on the back is obviously the sensitivity level. So as I said before, you do get sensitivity at 0 dB, minus 10 or plus 20 dB, and in most cases I would leave it at 0 dB. And this is basically because if you put it at plus 20 dB, it will pick up a lot of noise and you will hear a lot of static in the background. And if you put it to minus 10, it will pick up less noise, and obviously the sound will overall be a lot lower. So you also get a low cut filter on this microphone, so if there are any, for example, wind noises, which are usually on the lower frequencies, you can slide it into the low cut filter position and it will try to cut out as much of the low frequencies as possible. If you put it in the middle, it is in the normal mode, and if you put it on 0 here, it will basically turn off the microphone. You also get the Boya logo and the product name again listed on the top, and you get a little LED to indicate if it's on or off and if it's working or not. You do also get a headphone pass-through, so if you want to listen to it live and see what it's picking up, you can obviously plug in a 3.5mm jack on the back here and you will hear everything that it's picking up. So this is really useful as well if you want to check the microphone recording live. And now you also get a little foam here which basically protects it from drops and scratches, and apart from that will also work well to minimize any noise from, for example, wind or anything else that might hit the microphone. You do also get a DAT cat here, which is a lot better at minimizing wind noise than this. So when you put on the DAT cat, it will look something like this, and this, as I said before, is really good to cut out any wind noise, for example if you're recording in a windy environment. And this is basically very useful, and I would recommend that you carry this around wherever you go if you're going to record sound with this microphone. And all you need to do to put it on is basically slide it over the foam that is already pre-installed on the microphone itself. Now if you want to check out the microphone itself, all you need to do is remove the foam, and as you can see, this is basically the microphone capsule. So it is also made out of plastic, and again it's not really a big problem, since if they put on a metal capsule it would obviously make it a lot heavier. So I prefer seeing a plastic build rather than a metal build. Now for recording sound, I would still recommend that you keep on the phone, and this is obviously because if there is any wind or anything else that might hit the microphone, it will not produce any plosives, which is a big plus when using something like this. And now the last thing I want to show is the thread mount here, and this is if you want to put it on some kind of stand, for example. But nonetheless, if you do not want to attach it to a stand and you want to attach it directly to your camera, you do get a cold shoe mount here, and all you need to do is tighten it down. So now to put in the battery, all you need to do is remove the foam, and this is basically to expose the battery compartment a bit better. Pull down the tab and you have two slots here for the two AA's. So here I have two new Duracell batteries, so obviously I will try to give as fair a comparison as I can with this and the current microphone that I'm using, the Takstar SGC-598. Okay, so now this is a test of the Boya BY BM-3031 microphone, and it's basically set at 0 dB and also at the normal pass filter, so there's no low pass filter on the microphone itself. Obviously with a low pass filter, as I was saying before, you will get a lot of wind reduction, for example, if there is wind hitting the microphone. It will also cut the deep frequencies of your voice, so obviously I would not recommend putting on the low pass filter inside. Apart from that, this is basically the sound quality that you should expect, and I did also try the headphone pass-through and it works perfectly well, and you can easily listen to what you're recording at the same time live, and this will basically help to give you an idea of the amount of noise that is being picked up as well as the overall sound that it's capturing. So basically the use for the shock mount is really good, and as you can see now I will shake the monopod that this camera is on, and you will tell that not a lot of noise will go through to the microphone itself. And now we will move on to the Takstar SGC-598. Okay, so now this is a test with the Takstar SGC-598, and as you can tell there is a bit of difference in the sound quality, and basically you have to decide on which one you prefer. Obviously not everyone will pick the same one because everyone has a different taste in the sound quality that they like. So as I said before as well, there are some drawbacks to having a cheaper microphone. For example, the headphone pass-through is not on the Takstar, but on the Boya it is. The shock mount again is not as good on this one, and here is a little test. So you can tell that there is a lot more of the vibration going through the microphone itself, which obviously is interrupting the sound quality and the sound recording. Now if you want a more in-depth look at the Takstar SGC-598, I do have a video on that and it is up in an info card, so all you need to do is click on that and check out the different tests that I did on that one. So I cannot really do a wind test on this microphone as outside there is no wind, but I can simulate wind by using a little fan here. So here it goes without the dead cat and with the dead cat. And now here is the same test with the dead cat installed. So as you can tell, sound with the dead cat is a lot better. Obviously this reduces noise. And now doing the same test with the low cut filter, you will see that even less wind noise is picked up. So now this is a simple sound test again in the normal settings without the low cut filter, and this is just to show how instruments will sound like. And now here is the same test but with a low cut filter. And now here are the same two tests but with minus 10 dB. And with plus 20 dB. So as you can even tell from now, it will start clipping obviously because it's at plus 20. And this will basically be the most sensitive setting that this microphone has. And if you want to see those same two tests performed on the SGC-598, again I have the info card here on the top and you should click on that to see how that sounds like compared to this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video guys. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. This was CoolFox and I'm out. Peace.